Students, now today we'll be continuing with the next part of our civics lesson. In the first part, we have learnt about what is a constitution, how is it framed, what are the provisions and laws in the constitution, and why there is a need or necessity of a constitution. Now, as we have seen, the constitution is used for governing a country, for making laws, and so that means it is concerned with the running of the administration of the country. So let us try to first understand what is an administration. So what is an administration? So government has to make laws related to various subjects. Now when we talk about various subjects, and that we have economic, social, political, health issues, then education facilities, employment facilities, population, related to all these things, government has to make laws and making policies for the progress of women, children and the tribal people. Also, the government has to make various policies for the upliftment of the weaker sections. So it also has to make policies related to upliftment of women's, also like for the children, for free and compulsory education, and also for bringing about an upliftment in the weaker section of the society. And in turn, what happens? It brings about desirable changes in the society by implementing these laws. Yes, when certain laws are implemented for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the people, it helps in the desirable changes of the country. Yes, so next, in short, what do you understand? In short, governments in modern times, they have to take decisions related to different issues. So government has to take decisions related to various issues related right from space research to public cleanliness. Okay, it has to take into consideration. Then, and what is in turn this is called as? This in turn is called as governance and administration. Okay, now let's see. When we are learning about the constitution, we need to understand the background to the making of constitution. So let's see first. The process of making of the constitution, it was started in 1946. When did it start? It started in 1946. Now the leaders insisted that India will be governed by the laws made by the Indians themselves. As we know that India was ruled by the Britishers. So as a result, the leaders insisted that the country India will be ruled according, or the laws will be made by the Indians themselves. Not there will be no interference of the British in that. So a committee was established in order to prepare the constitution. In order to make these laws, rules and regulations, provisions, the committee was established. And what was this committee called as? This committee came to be known as Constituent Assembly. Yes, so let's understand now. What is a Constituent Assembly? So, India became independent on 15 August 1947. And before that, who was ruling India? Yes, it was ruled by the Britishers. And so, you will find that what did the Britishers do? They divided India into various provinces. Provinces like Bombay, Bengal and Madras for the convenience, so that the administration could be carried out smoothly. So the country was divided into various provinces like Bombay, Bengal and Madras. Then the administrations of these provinces was carried out by the people's representative, and so the people's representative was elected, who carried out the administrations of these provinces. So then the local princes were carrying out the administration in some areas. So there were local princes who looked after the administration of those areas. So what was these area called as? Those which are looked after by the princes, they were called as the princely state, and the chiefs were known as the princes. The chiefs there were known as the princes. Now the representatives of the provinces and the princely states were included in the Constituent Assembly. So as we have seen that the Constituent Assembly was formed in order to make the constitution. So who are the members included in that? So the members of the provinces, the representatives of the provinces and the princely states were included in the Constituent Assembly. Now there were how many members? There were total 299 members in the Constituent Assembly. And Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. So here you can see a picture of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Now other than Dr. Rajendra Prasad, there were also various other leaders who had greatly contributed in the making of the constitution. Who are they? Yes, the contribution of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So let's have a look how Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar have greatly contributed in the making of the constitution. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he was the chairman of the drafting committee. Drafting committee is the one who drafted the constitution. So he was elected as the chairman of the drafting committee. Then he had deeply studied the constitution of different countries of the world. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he read through or he had gone through all the different constitutions of the different world, and he contemplated his day and night in order to make the constitution of India. So and accordingly, after having a reference to all the constitution, he drafted the constitution of India. Yes. Now after he drafted the constitution, the draft constitution was presented to the Constituent Assembly so that the suggestions or decisions could be finally taken. So that constitution was presented to the to the Constituent Assembly, and it was discussed article by article. Now before this I had already explained you in our previous class what is an article in a constitution. So there were many amendments were suggested by different members. Amendments are the changes which were suggested by different members in the constitution. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, now you can see here in a picture Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar presenting the drafted constitution to the president Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Now everybody gave their own suggestions, their decisions in making of the constitution. So after referring to the constitution that was framed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he handled the task of presenting the constitution. So when he presented the constitution, there were various views of various people in the constitution. He answered to all the queries, all the questions of the representatives of the Constituent Assembly, and also he agreed to make about the required changes as per the decision forwarded by the Constituent Assembly, and also took over the suggestions of various members and declared in order to make every provisions of the constitution flawless and easier and equal to all. So accordingly the constitution was framed. So due to his contribution towards the making of the constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar is called as the architect of Indian constitution. So because he has greatly contributed in the drafting of constitution, he has been known as the architect of Indian constitution. Now apart from drafting the there were various decisions also taken after the constitution was drafted. So decisions were made on the basis of debate and discussion. So all the representatives from the princes and the provinces, they presented their own views related to the drafted constitution. So there were various debates and discussions related to that. It took about 2 years, 11 months and 17 days to complete the writing of the Constitution. And at last there were total 22 parts, 395 articles and 9 schedules in the original Constitution. So in this way the Constitution of India was framed. So there were various other leaders also who have greatly contributed, like the members of the Constituent Assembly. Here you can see like Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, J.B. Kripalani, Sarojini Naidu, then Hansaben Mehta and various other leaders who had greatly contributed in the framing of the Constitution. So here we have those members who have contributed, who are the members of the Constituent Assembly. So, apart from his contribution in drafting the Constitution, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar had also greatly contributed in the wide range of other fields also. Now, other fields like water conservation. He had greatly contributed in the water conservation. As we know that 14th April birthday of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar is celebrated as a water day. Yes. Then he has also contributed in making the foreign policy, national security, journalism. Mook Nayak was one of the Marathi newspaper published by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and also contributed to greater spheres and economics and social justice, giving equal status to every sphere of the society, to all the class, whether rich or poor, high or low, everybody should be treated equally. So he has greatly contributed in that. Now, what is a Constitution Day? So, the Constituent Assembly enacted the Constitution and adopted it on 26th November 1949. So, the Constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949. Therefore, 26th November is observed as the Constitution Day. Yes. Next, the country began to be governed according to the provisions that were mentioned in the Constitution. So it started governing from 26th January 1950. So according to the provisions, the laws that were mentioned in the Constitution, the country started governing from 26th of January 1950. And then the Indian Republic came into existence, and that is the reason from this day 26th January is celebrated as a Republic Day. Yes. So now children, we have learnt about our Constitution. We have learned about various leaders who greatly contributed in the making of Constitution. We have also seen how the Constitution was framed, then how much time it took, how it is divided into various parts and articles and schedules, and also the great contribution of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar in not only in making of Constitution but also in the other spheres of the society. So let's just have a recap of what we have done today. Dash was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Yes, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The Constituent Assembly enacted and adopted the Constitution on, when did it enact and adopt? Yes, it adopted on 26th of November 1949. And 26th January is celebrated as, yes, a Republic Day. So children, here we end with our topic for today. Thank you.